The hegemony's surveillance network was perfect. Quantum sensors could track a single molecule across parsecs. Pattern recognition systems predicted species behavior with 99.97% accuracy. In 3,000 years of expansion, no civilization had ever evaded their complete observation. Then they encountered humanity. Analyst Prime, we have an anomaly, Junior Surveyor Talk reported, his crystalline form pulsing with confusion. The human colonies aren't moving. Analyst Prime Zorith floated to the observation deck, where holographic displays showed the positions of every human settlement across 17 systems. The data was clear but impossible. Explain, Zorith commanded. 3 months ago, human expansion ceased. Every colony ship stopped. Mining operations halted. Military patrols returned to base and stayed there. Even their exploratory probes have gone silent. Talk highlighted the frozen positions on the map. They're just waiting. Zorith's form flickered with unease. The hegemony's entire strategy relied on predicting movement patterns. They conquered by anticipating where species would expand, placing forces to intercept and contain. But stationary targets? That wasn't in their algorithms. Have they detected our surveillance? Impossible. Our sensors exist in phase-shifted space. No species has ever. The humans have. Another voice interrupted. Senior Observer Ilex emerged from the data stream. Small anomalies in our network. Someone has been watching us watch them. The command center fell silent. The watchers being watched was inconceivable. Deploy the prediction matrix, Zorith ordered. Project their likely movements based on resource needs. The quantum computers hummed, processing exabytes of data. The result was nonsensical. Every human settlement had exactly 7.3 years of resources. Not 7, not 8. Precisely 7.3 years across every colony, station, and ship. They synchronized their supplies, Ilex observed. But why that specific duration? Zorith expanded the analysis. Human communications had shifted too. Where once they broadcasted openly, now their messages were mundane to the point of suspicion. Weather reports, crop yields, birthday celebrations. Nothing strategic, nothing revealing. They're hiding something, Talk suggested. Perhaps they've discovered our infiltration protocols? But Zorith noticed something else. The positions weren't random. When viewed from specific angles at certain dimensional frequencies, the stopped human settlements formed patterns. Mathematical constants, prime number sequences, and something else. Increase dimensional scanning to full spectrum, Zorith commanded. The reveal was breathtaking and terrifying. The human positions, when viewed across all dimensional planes, formed a vast array. Not a defensive formation, not an offensive positioning. It was a detector. The entire human civilization had transformed itself into a galaxy-spanning sensor network. They're not hiding, Zorith whispered. They're watching for something. 3 days later, humanity broke its silence. A single message, broadcast on all frequencies. Hegemony vessels, this is Admiral Catherine Black of the United Earth Coalition. We know you're there. We've known for 7 months. But you're not what we're waiting for. You have 48 hours to evacuate sectors 7 through 19. Something's coming, and you don't want to be in its path. The hegemony leadership convened in emergency session. Flee from a warning by a primitive species. Unthinkable. They were the apex civilization, the masters of prediction and control. They stayed. 30 hours later, their sensors detected it. A wave of something that existed between dimensions, ancient beyond measure. The human positions suddenly made sense. They'd arranged themselves to channel the entity away from inhabited space, creating corridors of safety in an ocean of annihilation. How did they know? Talk screamed as their observation post shields buckled. The answer came from Admiral Black herself, appearing on their emergency channels as human ships moved with impossible precision to extend their protective formation around fleeing hegemony vessels. We didn't predict it, she said calmly. We remembered it. This thing passes through our galaxy every 15,000 years. Our ancestors left warnings. cave paintings, monuments, stories. Every human child grows up knowing about the wanderer between. We stopped moving because movement attracts its attention. The entity passed through, following the paths humanity had laid. Hegemony worlds in the designated sectors were consumed, while those who had heeded the warning survived. The perfect surveillance network, the predictive algorithms, all useless against a threat that required not calculation but ancestral memory. When it was over, the hegemony's survivors found humanity already moving again, returning to expansion and exploration as if nothing had happened. "How long will you wait next time?" Zorith asked Admiral Black. She smiled. "Who says we ever stop waiting? We just get better at doing other things while we watch." The hegemony never tried to predict humanity again. How could you model a species that carried 10,000 years of patience in their bones?